What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Spence coming at you with another YouTube sneaker review for the Soul Sandy Sneaker Podcast. How y'all doing today? My day off, got another day off tomorrow. I'm gonna try and get out all of this content today so I can rest like Thanos. I'm tired, but I'm not gonna stop. All right. So today we're gonna be talking about the Bred 11 Low Air Jordan Bred 11 Low that releases this Saturday, April 26th. For the first time in nearly 30 years, the original Air Jordan Bred 11 Lows have returned to the true OG one-to-one specifications. But before we get to the patent leather lows, we got to start off with the original lows. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a history lesson, Stay with me. I'm going to try and not take too long. Stay with me. And if you learned anything, please consider subscribing. We have some big things planned for this summer, and I want y'all to be a part of them. And I want a community here. You know what I'm saying? Reach out in the comments, leave a like, leave a thought, and most importantly, that sub button is waiting for you right now, right here, or right here. I don't know. All right. So the history of the lows and the IEs. So most people, actually, let me show y'all what I'm wearing today real quick. Shout out to my dog. Shout out my dog Rich. So these are I don't know what the actual the nickname for these is, but the color code on it is Yellow Zest. So these are the Yellow Zest Air Jordan 11 IE Low. And most people consider the IE Low, or not, I'm not gonna say most people, because I really don't get a chance to talk to older sneakerheads very often, and get a opinion that is not like obviously I have Rich's opinion and Jeremiah's opinion, but they're well educated brothers. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of other people's opinions out there who there could be a lot of misconceptions out there. But I don't want to speak for all of the. I'm speaking for my generation. They think these are the knockoff Jordan 11, and even up to some of my people in my older brother's era. They think these are nah, they're not feeling these. But I'm here to tell y'all that these are the original Air Jordan 11 lows. So Tinker Hatfield designed these, and this is the first low top Jordan since the 2. So from 1986 to 1996, we didn't get any lows because Tinker Hatfield designed 3 through 11. Up to this point, he designed some after that as well, but he did not design any low top silhouettes until the Air Jordan 11 low. But he didn't want to just be, okay, let's cut the top off and then we have a traditional low top sneaker. So he added the textures to the side and the elephant print, and obviously I don't know all of his design specs, but he was trying to not just stay in the norm, and give us a regular IE low. I mean, give us a regular basketball low top sneaker. So that's where the IE was born. It's been confirmed later that I'm out of breath. IE stands for International Exclusive. I don't know what's international about this shoe. Jordan's popularity is international, so I guess that makes sense. But it's interesting. This is also coming right off of his return to basketball. This was his comeback season. So, the textured IE Low was debuted in Game 3 against the Knicks in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Game 3. Big game. Jordan dropped 46 points on them dudes. But it didn't matter. They lost. They lost, bro. You can't. I don't know if they were playing at the Garden, but if they were, I mean that explains it. 46 points. That's a lot to drop in a loss. That's kind of like Luka on the Mavs. Anyway, so after that, like, I mean, I'm not gonna say Jordan didn't like it, but that's kind of what the consensus is that he wasn't really feeling them. So he wore them again in Game 3 of the Orlando series, or he wore them in the Orlando series. I don't know if it was Game 3, and he twisted his ankle. So, they're not really feeling the look. I mean, he's not really feeling the look. Then he twists his ankle. You know, it's not looking too good for the IE11s right now. We saw the IE11 one more time in a little penny ad from 1996. It's a playoff commercial with, you know, your boy 1 Cent.
I chase chicken. Come here, chicken. I worked on my body and my brain. I studied game films late into the night. I hit the books. I did everything I could do to get inside the heads of the Chicago Bulls. I even cut open an Air Jordan just to see what was inside. Also, I could be ready for battle. Because Penny told me, Liv, the Chicago series will be a war. Yes, a war. A war Penny has to fight. And I have to watch. Price, I'm gonna knock you out. Hey, baby, give me some chips. Let's get it on!
This is the NBA on NBC. The 1996 NBA Conference Finals.
And then after that, we saw 2 retail releases of the Air Jordan 11 IE in 2 different colors, men's colors, in 1996. So we saw it on his feet twice. The Bred colorway, Bred lined colorway, in, you know, the Knicks playoff series, and then we saw one in the Orlando playoff series, and then we saw it in a little penny ad, and they released 2 of them. So it's the only time we saw the IEs, and they were never seen again until 2003 when they received a retro. So that's a little bit of history of the IE before we get to the Air Jordan 11, the patent leather lows. You know what I'm saying? So let's bring them out real quick. Bring them out. It's hard to yell with the bad rails in your mouth. Bring them out. TIP coming live from the VIP. Alright. I love these laces, man. That's my favorite part about 11s. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below. What's your favorite part? So MJ quickly switched into the patent leather version of the lows in an opener. Okay, so this is the opening game. So Orlando was game 3 where he twisted his ankle. So he wore game 3 IE 11 lows in both game 3s, Knicks, Orlando. So this one is the opener of the finals against the Seattle Supersonics. You know, MJ versus the glove. He debuted this shoe right here. Black lining, Bred 11 low for the first time ever. They did go on to win that series, but just imagine, like, let's flash back real quick. Let's Marty McFly back to 1996. So you're in the stands. You might even be courtside. Lucky you. MJ's returning. He just came back to play basketball. He's back in the finals, and he brings out this patent leather. First of all, the Air Jordan 11 is a hit. Like, they're going crazy. And then he brings out a low top after like glimpse of the IE, the texture low tops, and he bring out the patent leather joints. Yeah, you're losing your mind. So dudes was losing their mind. That's just how it goes. So after he took they won 4-2 over Seattle Supersonics. We saw the Bred 11 logo, and then we saw the Concord 11 low in the 96 championship parade, which at the time people didn't really realize were lows, is what I was told, because of how baggy his jeans were. But now through like Getty Images and like, other resources, looking back in hindsight, we now know that those were lows. And then we see one more pair of lows later that summer. He wears the Bred, but with the red lining in here later that summer of 96. So, but however, these did not release. Like in 95, 96, none of that. There was no Air Jordan 1 patent leather lows released. So these were a player exclusive for 5 years. So the first patent leather lows to release would not come until 2001. So it released in a few different colorways. This was crazy to me. So we have a grade school colorway that's hot pink for $100. A grade school shoe in 2001 for $100. I mean, I guess they're $150 now, but that sounds like a lot when you consider that the men's and women's pairs of these 11 lows for men's and women's were $115. Maybe they cost a lot to make. I don't know. And this is the first time like of me doing historical like Jordan like research that I've really had them highlight a GS pair. So this was GS exclusive. So they did a GS pair, hot pink. They did 3 women's exclusive colorways. Women's pink snakeskin, women's white metallic silver, and then a women's citrus, which we've seen all of these return within the last few years, which I honestly did not know they were OGs. Respect now to things that I might have on in the past, but you live and you learn. You're gonna eat your words sometimes. Not that I know that I said that, but there was a time when I was a less educated sneakerhead, and I might not have said some nice things about some of your favorite models. So, and then the men got 4 different colorways. So we have the navy snakeskin. Everybody knows what that looks like. The men's Zen gray, which is just a white one. It looks like the Columbia, but cut the top off, and obviously doesn't have a blue Jumpman, so it's just all white. And then there is a actual Columbia, which is just like a patent blue Columbia Legend blue midsole, and the patent leather part though. Yeah. Not this part of the midsole. This part of the midsole. Well, I guess that's not the midsole though. That's just the patent leather overlay, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, and then the men's cherry 11 low. So we didn't get the OG Bred, we didn't get the Concord, and we didn't get the Bred with the red lining. So the 3 shoes that MJ wore remained in the vault. They released a few, but the other ones remained in the vault. So the first OG I think would be the IE low in 2003. I'm pretty sure the Breds came out in 2003. So you got a chance to wear the ones that he wore, but you didn't get the patent leather ones. The first OG colored low would not return until 2014. Yeah, 14. The Concord 11 lows, which is crazy. That's how many years? 96, 18 years between that playoff season, the 96 playoff season, to 2014. We get the Concord lows. We got the red line Bred 11 lows in 2015, and then now in 2025. almost 30 years later, we finally get this in OG form. And that sounds crazy, so please let me know if I'm wrong. Please, shout me out. I mean, not shout me out, flame me. Crucify me. But if I'm right, that's crazy. And I mean, Sneaker Politics said so. A lot of other places said, yeah, this is the first time. Sneaker Files, a lot of like, I didn't think this was as big of a deal, but now I feel a little bit more inclined. I'm still not gonna buy them because I have the Bred 11 highs, and I'm just not pressed. You know, I don't need this in my repertoire because they look the exact same with pants on, and I'm not gonna wear them with shorts. So this is a big deal, though. Recently, a signed pair of these, signed game-worn pair of these, was auctioned off for about $45,000. So, like, people's salary, it's insane. But yeah, this is a cultural staple that has long since been awaiting its return. So let me know if you guys are going to grab these this weekend. They shouldn't be too hard to get. My store has a lot of these, so I'm assuming they're going to be plentiful. Usually the Summer 11 low is pretty abundant. The men's Summer 11 low. These will go down to grade school sizing. I believe they're 190, 150, probably 110, and then 75 for the toddlers. That sounds about right. But yeah, I mean, I would go through the details of this, but I think we've all, like, this is a pretty standard like shoe at this point. So obviously we got the 2-3 on the back, Jumpman under here, patent leather overlay, black laces, Jordan logo on the tongue, carbon fiber, black grip. I don't even know what they call that. What do you call that? Somebody shout, let me know. White midsole, white Nike Air branding in the tongue. This is a men's size 9. Looks a little bit big to me, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna be grabbing these. Let me know if you guys are gonna be grabbing these below. Let me know what your favorite Air Jordan 11 is, and let me know what your favorite Air Jordan 11 low is. I think low, I would be leaning towards maybe like the green snakeskin, the tuxedo, but I don't know how I'm feeling about the tuxedo anymore. But probably the tuxedo or the green snakeskin. And are you a fan of the IEs? I like the IEs. Obviously, I'm wearing the IEs, but I think it depends on color. But there's definitely a lot of good colorways of those. I would rather wear the IEs over the patent leather lows. Just because I have this shoe already, you know. Like Tink said, I don't want to just chop off the top and, you know, it's lame. That's why I don't own that many Air Jordan 1 lows. Like, I only own one pair, and they were for skate purpose. So I don't have any other Air Jordan 1 lows. I'm going to get those Royal ones, though, but I think that's for a different reason. I think that's just personal. Close to my heart. Sound like Ryan Coog. This particular piece of film is very, very close to my heart. All right, y'all. I will see y'all out on another video. I got one more lined up for you. It may not be today. It may be tomorrow. But somebody's dropping off a package. Peace.